everybody. Welcome back to another interview with another fantastic business here in downtown Sonoy. Today I'm with Jim and Tony, the owners of Table Talk. Y'all have easily the most beautiful store in town. Not just at Christmas time, but year round. People can come in here and get gifts of all sorts and really enjoy one of the prettiest shops in town. So why don't you guys start off with telling us a little bit about yourselves, how you came to Sonoy, and kind of what was your what caused Table Talk to come into existence?
Well, that's Tony, and he's the decorating genius, and I'm Jim. And how do we come to get this store? Accidental.
Really?
The store's been here since '98. I came in here one day just shopping and kind of knew the former owners, and they were going to have grandchildren and were going to sell the business, and she asked me if I wanted to buy it, and I said, well, okay. And that's about it. I bought it, and we had no clue what we were doing, and
we didn't get hot dogs.
I had left the house to go to the grocery store and get hot dogs, and came home with the store.
Yes.
Really?
And that's the way it worked. That was in November of 2010. We took over January 2011, and we're still here.
Wow, that's awesome. That really is. Now y'all live right here in town as well. Did y'all live here before you bought the store, or did the store bring you here into town?
I've been here almost 30 years.
Okay.
Tony's been here 23.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well,
yes, we've always lived up the street, same location. It's been an easy commute.
Right. Well, that's exciting. Why don't you just kind of tell people what you have in here? I mean, it's hard because we're sitting up here on the steps, and I'm looking out, and it's like, I mean, gifts of all types. And what are some of the favorite things that y'all carry in here, both year round and then also when it comes to Christmas time?
Well, originally this store was pretty much traditional home decor, and that was fine. It still is probably about 30% home decor, but there's so many things in Sonoy 13 years ago that weren't for sale.
Right.
And we brought in cards, we brought in candles, we brought in just, if we saw it and we liked it, it's in here. And so as far as favorite things, I'm not really sure.
Swan Creek.
Yeah, we've got
That's
great
one
candle
of the top.
lines and some nice gift items. But as far as my favorite, other than just having candles at our disposal when we need them, and sometimes it's like I don't even have to go buy a birthday card anymore.
Right.
Because they're sitting right here in front of me. We've got like 6 lines of cards.
Wow.
And those kind of things pull people in.
Sure.
There's a little bit for every generation, from children's toys and stuffed animals to, oh Lord, pillows for tourists, lots of different Sonoy merchandise. We've grown over the years to do lots of different things. Warmies have been probably one of our #1 sellers, and if you don't know about Warmies, look them up. They're wonderful. You microwave a little stuffed animal. It's got lavender, flaxseed, and it helps put the kids to sleep.
Right.
So that's probably the best part.
Right.
Or the best benefit from it.
Right.
So to a lot of college teens, they have a adult line as well as a children's line. We carry a plethora of different children's books, wind chimes of all sorts, in every price range.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. I mean, it's always a lot of fun to come in here and just look around and see what else is in. And like you said, you can find a gift for literally anybody, any age, any place in life. It is your one-stop shop. I want to take a second also and highlight y'all's incredible transformation at Christmas time. I think that it's one of every local's favorite moments of the Christmas season when y'all do your thing in here, and this becomes the Christmas store in town, and not just in town, but kind of for the area. I think y'all are pretty famous for the Christmas transformation. So
yeah,
tell us a little bit about what that process is like.
It's become easier. Over the years, we have gotten a lot more organized, and I have a great team. I couldn't do it without the girls. The girls are my support. James is my support. We have a great team behind us to create as much as 20 some, I think the least amount is 20 some trees in the store at any given point. And they're all different decor. We have everything from military to cardinals, woodland. One of our top seller for Christmas is, I'm drawing a blank.
Personalized ornaments.
Thank you.
There's a
Thank you.
lady here in town that does calligraphy,
Mhm.
and she just can do it like within 24 hours, and does a whole tree that's nothing but ornaments that can be personalized. And she does a great job, and she comes like 3 times during the holiday season to be here and just do them on in store, and then it's more than willing to just come by and pick up things and drop them back off 45 minutes later. And she's right here in town and does
She makes it
amazing
look
work.
Effortless.
Wow.
Truly effortless.
So,
I can do it too.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to like read what's on the ornament, and can't always when I get through with it.
I'm in the same boat as you. My handwriting isn't worth a lick.
Yeah.
But it really is something. Now y'all want to take a quick second to highlight a new addition to the store. I made sure to get some of that in the intro. But Bruce the Moose. How did that come up? And because all of a sudden a moose head's on the side of the building, and everyone's like, what is this? Who's Bruce? And whose idea was that? And
His idea
yeah.
was his idea because we had done something outside for Christmas for the past few years, and I was told that there was going to be a moose out there this year. Well, it's become kind of like a photo spot.
Yeah.
And so when Christmas was over, it's like, okay, we can change that. So it's going to stay and get decorated throughout the year with different seasons. Right now, there's a patriotic Uncle Sam hat on
Right.
top of it.
We've been to
That'll-
graduation.
They've had graduation, we've had Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, spring. There's times that Bruce has to be unadorned
Right.
because there's no holidays from the middle of July until, well, it gets to be fall.
True.
So there'll be 7 or 8 different things up there that are seasonal, and sometimes Bruce is just there by himself. But kids seem to like it. If they don't like that, they like the red truck.
Right. Right. Well, I wanted to ask you guys also real quick. This is as I've started doing these, I want to make sure I highlight the what all the businesses in town have done and how they've grown through COVID this last year. I think we're certainly blessed here in Sonoy to have kind of a little bubble even within Georgia to kind of that's allowed all the businesses to operate within their comfort zone, but operate nonetheless. So what's something that y'all have been surprised by or learned through COVID this past year?
Well, if we go back 11 years, you could probably count on your hand the number of Sonoy residents that came in here in a month. Because 10 years ago, 11 years ago, the idea was these stores were either all antique stores or too expensive. And they're not all antique stores, and they're not all too expensive. But during COVID, I think what happened during that was this shop local thing, without us really saying anything about it, just kind of took off.
Yeah.
And we have people that have lived here in town that have walked in and said, I'm so sorry. I've lived here for 30 years and I've never been in this store, and I'll be back.
Wow.
And that's just kind of happening more and more.
That's awesome.
And we didn't have to do anything about that. As soon as stores could reopen back at the end of April last year, business just exploded. And I don't know if we had anything to do with it or not. People were glad to be able to get back out, and it stayed that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Showed no signs of slowing down. Everybody seems real receptive, respectful
Mhm.
of spacing and different things. It's been incredible to see the entire town change and evolve, become the destination that it is.
Right.
And it's been fascinating to see it go from 3 buildings to the mini metropolis it is now.
Right.
So, and growing, and yeah,
Yeah. No kidding.
it's continuously growing and becoming a great thing.
Right. Well, that kind of segues into the next question I want to ask you. Y'all y'all are kind of some of the OGs in town as far as the merchants go from kind of this new phase of Sonoy.
Right.
And so so since 2011, what's been cool to watch happen? I mean, obviously outside of just kind of the growth of it all, but what's been cool to, or what has been like being a part of this really incredible stage of growth for you?
Being here for as long as I have, and knowing what this town looked like when I moved here, when we had 2 stores on Main Street, the hardware store where we are, and Holberg's. And there was a couple little stores that came and disappeared soon. There was a video store and things like that. One at a time, things have opened, and for the most part have stayed. And that's good. I look back at pictures from 1992, 1993 and go, that's Main Street? Because even across the street from the store right now, I'm looking out the front door and can see that there's a building where 20 years ago, that's where the Boy Scouts sold pizza at the Christmas parade.
Mhm.
Now there's a 3-story building on both sides of the street over there, and it's just kind of amazing to see what's happening along with other things.
Right.
Plus, I'll say this because I even told the person that said it that I remembered it. Because I was chairman of planning and zoning in Sonoy for a long time, and I can remember the comment being made that they wanted Sonoy to become a dining destination. And the people that were on the planning and zoning commission with me, along with the people that were in the audience that night, just all kind of laughed.
Mhm.
So now you go and you look at the street and half the buildings have restaurants in them and they're busy.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's been really cool to see some of the staples in town, right? The coffee shop, McMaster's.
Right.
There's a little bit of shuffling with some of these restaurants, and every single time, yesterday's even right, it just opened up. Every single time the new restaurants opened up, especially in the last year, the Sonoy is turned out in force, and I mean, literally eating them out of their inventory in just a matter of days. They had a week or two of inventory, maybe not 2 weeks, but a week of inventory, and 3 days it's out. I mean, McMaster's, right when they opened, they said that they went through a week's worth of barbecue in like 2 or 3 days.
We helped them with that.
Me too. Well, so I wanted to also just kind of get your advice or some words of wisdom for people who are considering moving to Sonoy. What would you say to somebody who maybe down the road sees one of these videos and is thinking about moving to Sonoy? What would you say to them? What can they expect if they move to Sonoy to be a part of?
Good example. This is still a small town, even though there are probably over 4,000 people here now. There were 600 when I moved here. We all went to the same parties. We didn't have to lock our house because there wasn't anybody left that could go into them. It's still a small town, even though we've got subdivisions that are kind of hidden. And a good example of the small town feel here is we had a store cat. We still do have a store cat, except she's not here. A couple weeks ago, the cat was outside. Within 5 minutes, I got 1 phone call and 3 texts that said, your cat's out on the sidewalk. Now that's not going to happen in downtown Atlanta.
Right.
But it happened here. And it's like, this is just a perfect example of just, it's still a small town, even though there's plenty of people here now. So you'll get that feel by moving here.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I'll give you guys the opportunity. Any last comments? Kind of what are you excited about for Table Talk going forward in 2021? Any new things that are coming in or events that are happening? Anything you want to let people know about as we now really get into the heart of summertime?
Everything's changing
Yeah.
on literally a weekly basis if it stays in the same spot. And everybody that works here will laugh at me. If I leave it alone for more than a week, it's remarkable. We always have new stuff coming in, so there's exciting product always arriving every day. Some of it is a surprise to us too.
Mm-hmm.
But I still love my job.
Yeah.
We still got quite a bit of Christmas merchandise to come in, but there's shelves in the stockroom already that are full of Christmas for 2021. And I just kind of dread seeing those big trucks pull up with pallets, because that means I'm gonna have to find somebody to unload them.
Right.
Unless we got a great staff that takes care of that, and I can just sit and write checks.
Right. Well, I appreciate you guys giving me a few minutes of your day to sit down and talk about
Absolutely.
Table Talk. It's it is. I feel like I say this about every store in town almost, but y'all are a staple here right on the main corner here, and I think that Sonoy is certainly better off having Table Talk here and having y'all at the helm of it. So
Thank you.
I appreciate it. When people are watching this, I mean, clearly people have been coming in, but continue to come in and support our local businesses, support Table Talk. And until the next video, thank y'all very much, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.